Hello everyone, it's Robbie here. In this video I'm going to talk about thumbnail sketches and the value of doing them at the early stages of your creative projects. I will go through some of the steps I take to draw thumbnail sketches traditionally and give you some insight into the process which you can bring into your own workflow, whether that be in a sketchbook or using digital painting software such as Photoshop. As artists, we've all heard of the term the thumbnail sketch. But what is that, and how should you approach it? The video itself is of me doing freehand thumbnail sketches, some of which are actually only a couple of inches tall or wide. I've set out to create a samurai castle scene from imagination and show various designs exploring different viewpoints and story moments. My intention with this is to take one of these thumbnail sketches towards a finished conceptual illustration. Now, to make a thumbnail sketch traditionally, all I do is take a pencil and paper and begin mapping out the area in my sketchbook to sketch in my idea by drawing straight lines without a ruler to keep the process fast. I then lightly sketch in the idea without using a rubber or eraser for all of you in the US, and begin gradually building up darker lines for contrast on the focal areas or important elements on the thumbnail sketch. A thumbnail sketch is a small sketch recorded quickly. It doesn't have to be size of an actual thumbnail, but the point is to only allow a few minutes on an idea and not get lost in the details. It is an important and valuable practice to complete a series of thumbnail sketches before approaching any kind of artwork that requires some sense of design as a prerequisite. I think sketching directly with pencil on paper is the most direct channel for ideas to become something that exists in the physical world. You can have a sudden flash of an image in your mind and you might have no idea where it came from. But you feel compelled to make a note of that idea and try to record its essence and form down onto something as quickly as possible so that either you or somebody else can look back on it again. The pencil and paper allows for the most rapid, direct, and reliable form of recording process of an idea from mind to hand to something that can be seen by everybody. Of course, you can do this almost just as well with other mediums including digital sketching, but there is a real sense of immediacy and control when all you need to do is record that imagery in your mind onto something quickly, is by grabbing a simple pencil and paper, which is far more accessible and reliable for getting something down as quickly as possible. Technology is unpredictable and slow at times. You might have to wait a few minutes to open your computer to create a new file on Photoshop or something else that might be holding back the performance of the machine. The difference with being able to simply grab a pencil is that you are firmly in a position of control and influence. You can trust and rely on yourself to shut out all distractions and get that idea down in the moment. But what if your idea is something ethereal, or something that lacks clear and distinctive values, or is very atmospheric? With the pencil on paper, all you need to do is literally have both in front of you, and you are only dependent on your own vision, memory and speed to flesh out the idea, even if it is just a few marks which act as a representation and can remind you of the image you had in your mind. So long as the sketch makes sense to you, that's all that matters for it to be developed further. Your line weight and lightness of touch with each pencil stroke can give you more control on creating depth, value and atmosphere rapidly. Of course, your environment and timing could be a factor in you being able to record a sudden flash of inspiration down quickly. You might even be working at another job at the time of inspiration, but it would do no harm to take 10 to 20 seconds to make a few abstract marks to attain something that you can refer back to later and further develop. I actually did this once when I was working as a waiter in a restaurant in Australia. I was taking an order from a family when I was suddenly struck with an idea. The family were taking their time and being pretty indecisive, which meant I had to stand there patiently as I jotted down their order. But I was able to use a few of these spare seconds to make a quick note of my idea onto the docket, which I was taking orders down onto, which I then tore off the pad and put into my pocket for later. Being able to get your idea down quickly is valuable to you as an artist because you could be anywhere and that sudden flash of inspiration could initiate your best piece of work. The process is intuitive and sometimes you will surprise yourself with what you can come up with. It is an enjoyable and highly rewarding process which doesn't take much time. One other major positive to take from the thumbnail sketch is the sheer enjoyment you can get from it. You can really have fun with these, and it should really be the point to do so to allow your imagination to play and deliver something for you to work with. This is ultimately where much of the magic can happen, and it's right at the start of the ideation process. You will find suddenly you get hit with flashes of inspiration during the drawing or painting process much later on. But in the initial stages, a sudden image that appears in your mind, which you record onto paper, can actually influence and inspire a piece of art all the way to a finished portfolio piece. Remember, the details are not important at this stage, but the idea is. So grab your favourite pencil or any pencil, a sketchbook or even some print paper and have fun. If you'd like to see me take one of these designs into a finished conceptual illustration and have your own say on what mood or weather condition you'd like me to paint into the scene, or a suggestion for a future video, leave a comment below. Thank you for listening, watching, liking, sharing and subscribing to my channel. If you'd like to see more of my videos in the future, hit the subscribe and notification buttons.